books do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Aldous Huxley.
Hi, my name is Sir Francis Bacon.
Hey, my name is Jeffrey Saucer.
Greetings, my name is William Shakespeare. And this is Literature in the Renaissance!
Before humanism, there was no way of literature. The only book there was the Bible, the Holy Bible. But nobody could read then, so why were there books? So, yeah, really, there was no need of having books.
The only books and or literature they had was classic Greek or the Bible.
Writers were concerned with more secular subjects rather than strictly religious themes.
After the humanist approach was discovered, there was more than just the Bible and those dry classic Greek stories, but there were now real stories on real human things and real human people like love and romance.
Us writers were worried, of course, but this gave us the chance to write books and teach others what we knew. And that's what we did.
But back before humanism, there was minimal supplies for things like writing books and making paper copies so that people could read them.
I know what you're probably thinking. Nobody could read. That's why they had tutors. And people read to them. Yes, okay, very little people could read. But the little that could were tutors, and that's how literature started.
We started writing about more interesting topics. After humanism, we wrote you textbooks, and that's what helps you learn about what we did today.
But what's so important about us that makes you have to learn about us today? Well, let's think about how your life would be without books, writing, and words. Would the world be dull and boring? Would it be completely wordless and silent?
Those are a lot of good questions, Christopher. A world without books, writing, and words would indeed be dull and boring. Words are the world's form of communication, God's way of talking through us through the Bible. Although there would have to be some formal language, how would we even know how to speak it?
Because we helped them, William. They know how to read and write and speak. Gosh, they know what humanism is now. Or do they? Have we told them that yet?
I don't believe we have, Jeffrey.
Okay, Sir Francis. Let's explain humanism.
Well, there are multiple meanings for humanism, Jeffrey. There is literary humanism, Renaissance humanism, cultural humanism, modern humanism, secular humanism, and religious humanism. These are all types of different humanism, different approaches.
But Sir Francis, what's the difference? What are the meanings?
Literary humanism, devotion of the humanities, or literary culture. Renaissance humanism is a way of learning which developed more at the end of the Middle Ages, along with the revival of classic letters and lost confidence in the abilities for human beings to determine themselves true or false.
So humanism is a way to one's self-worth? A new view on things?
Pretty much. It has to do, with our legacy. What is our legacy, you ask?
I, Jeffrey Saucer, wrote the Canterbury Tales. I was one of the first known authors involved in humanism and was known to many as the King of Literacy. My first major book was the Book of the Duchess, and from then on, I worked hard for my title. That was my legacy.
A legacy I, William Shakespeare, left behind is being used today. As you may know, I wrote many famous plays and books such as Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Hamlet, and many, many more. My plays and books are being used in schools like yours and in drama plays. I changed the world of writing and inspired people like Thomas Hardy, William Faulkner, and Charles Dickens. That was my legacy.
A legacy I, Christopher Marlowe, have left behind is I was a fantastic writer and I played a major role in the Renaissance. I died at the age of 29. My life was short, but full of action. I was murdered. Orders from the Queen, of course. I was a poet, playwright, and some of my plays are still being played today. I was a very wise and confident man, and that was my legacy.
I, Sir Francis Bacon, had been an English lawyer, statesman, essayist, historian, intellectual reformer, philosopher, and scientist. Early in my career, I had claimed all knowledge as my province, and afterwards I had dedicated myself to a wholesale reevaluation and restructuring of traditional learning. To take place of the established tradition, a miscellany of scholasticism, humanism, and natural magic, I had then proposed an entirely new system based on empirical and inductive principles in the active development of new arts and inventions. A whole system whose ultimate goal would be the protection of practical knowledge for the use and benefit of men. That was my legacy.
Now a new age
was coming, one with books and plays,
gave a new people a new way of looking at things, and not just in religious terms, but in people, how people wanted to view it.